Oh, yeah? You coming back?
Loba's coming back.
She didn't want to cuddle with me.
Nah, she's being particular right now.
She was like, don't touch me.
She is.
It's probably because she's hangry. We're starving our dog right now.
The vet said she's a little overweight. So
She's not overweight, they said.
she's almost there.
They said if she keeps gaining weight, she'll be overweight. I have a theory, though. I think it's because of the brewery. To explain Loba, we're not bad parents. We walk her at least 4 to 6 miles a day in the snow, and we feed her 2 to 3 cups of kibble a day.
And chicken.
And we give her chicken.
Right?
With her dinner. But like we don't feed her a lot of crap food.
No.
That's literally all she gets. But ever since Wesley's been working at the brewery, she goes, she's the brewery dog. And I swear she looks at people with these cute little eyes. And
she does.
People give her food, I think. She's starting to get a little chunky.
A little chunky. Chunky.
Anyway, so I'm only giving her 2 cups a day. She seems quite hangry about it.
Oh, she's hangry.
She's not liking this. She's already lost weight, though. You can tell.
Yeah, because we've been working her.
Well, we always work her, but I have been taking her jogging.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. This is our podcast, Yeti
Walks Into Basecamp.
Talking
Thru
Hiking. We're a married couple that loves to through hike, do ultra races. We have a dog. Her name is Loba, and she is a Husky Malamute mix. We've done the PCT, the Tour de Mont Blanc, and I would say a good 3/4 of the Arizona Trail. We have 160 miles left. And I did the CT by myself. Thank you, Basecamp.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yeah.
And now he owes me the CT by myself, or when I choose.
Yeah. My name is Yeti Legs. Her name is Basecamp. If this is your first time listening in, thank you for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
And if this is not your first time listening in and you listened to our last episode 53, that was PCT week 14, have a few apologies / corrections to make real quick. The first apology is going to be for my excessive use of the word fuck in the environmental corner section of that last episode. It's towards the end. Obviously, I'm very passionate about our environment and its protection, so I get a little heated whenever we talk about it. So, apologies for all the F-bombs I dropped. Other apology is to the listeners and to you, Basecamp, because in that last episode, I was very off on the timeline of our last day of week 14.
And I was very right.
Yeah.
Because Donner Pass is coming up.
Yeah. So, the last day of the last episode, week 14, I was talking about how we were getting close to Dunsmuir and Redding.
And we were not close at all.
And we were nowhere even close. I was looking at the wrong date. So I look at photos whenever I do these notes, and I guess I was looking at photos for the wrong darn day. So sorry about that.
And we don't have our phones. Like, we could have looked at our Far Out app, but we don't keep our phones on us when we do this because of the currents.
Yeah, we're trying to keep all the little glitches and pops away. So
yeah, Wesley's a little anal about them. So
well, our editors have said we've had pretty buggy audio lately, so we're trying different things out.
Yeah, if anyone has any clues into glitching and popping, and I think it's the cord. I really do.
Our little $10 XLR cords.
Yeah, I think it's one of these anyway. But yes, your apology accepted because I was right.
Well, so technically, at the end of week 14, we camped near some place called Mount Ellis, and it was just west of Lake Tahoe. So nowhere near Redding. Nowhere near Redding.
Nowhere near Redding. That's what I said.
Sorry for misleading all of you. So we are still in the NorCal section right by Lake Tahoe.
I did not mislead any of you.
No, she did not.
But you know what? You know what we forgot to mention in the last week?
What's that?
We entered the NorCal section.
I think we touched on it. We didn't.
Because in Far Out, we officially enter NorCal section in Tahoe.
That.
Yeah. So we officially are out of the Sierra Nevadas and we are now officially into NorCal.
Yes.
If you follow the Far Out app.
Even though some people consider Kennedy Meadows north the end of the Sierras.
Yeah. But technically, according to Far Out, it's
because Far Out
Tahoe.
is
the Bible.
It's the Bible of thru hiking.
Yes. Let's move to the drink of the choice.
Drink of the choice. What are you drinking?
I am drinking. It is from Karen Birmingham. It's a red wine. It is a Zinfandel that was made. It was grown in the Lodi region of California.
Okay.
I haven't even tried it yet, to be honest.
You should try it.
This was one of the bigger, nicer, finer bottles. It's one of the only ones we have left in the case.
I'm excited.
I have a new case coming, you guys.
She does.
I'm so excited. It smells like it has like some black cherry.
How is it?
Oh, that's good.
That sound is really annoying.
That's really good. It's got like a cigar back end flavor, like a little peppery cigar-y, but has like a front pop.
She has dreams of being a sommelier one day.
Listen, it's going to happen.
I'm drinking a dry Irish stout from Max Line Brewing. It's a whopping 4.4%. And Max Line is out of Fort Collins, which is like, I don't know, the beer mecca of Colorado, right?
It is, yeah.
It's because they have a bunch of brewing schools there.
They do.
Yes. And this is typical dry Irish stout, kind of slightly bready, toasted malts, kind of chocolatey, but not overly sweet. Not too big.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Clink,
Oh.
clink, clink, clink. There we go.
We're sitting across from each other in our desk.
Yeah. So we can look at each other. It's a better setup than we were doing.
I prefer it. I told Wesley, I was like, I don't like that, like, we're just talking to the wall when it's just us. I was like, I need to look at you.
Well, she always wanted to sit next to me so that we could, like, touch if we needed to.
That's when we first got married. So much has changed.
She's more secure in our marriage now.
I like looking into your eyes now because we cuddle all night in the bed, so I get all of my physical touch in.
She does.
Yeah.
Cotton World updates. Anything at all?
No, I'm working on a production that's coming out. Oh, my sister's coming to visit, Amber.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe we should interview her. So she actually hikes a section with us in the trail. She's a lot of fun, and she's not like a thru hiker at all. And so honestly, probably hearing her perspective as a backpacker would probably be really fun to listen to.
It would be.
Yeah, she was really funny on that part of the hike.
She was.
She was ready to be done.
We got to troll her a little bit, though.
Yeah. Yeah, but she's coming to visit. She's flying in on Sunday, and she's staying until Saturday. Almost 7 days.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I just got a whole badonkadonk and finish my capstone because I have to present it by April 18th, and it is currently March 24th.
Y'all, there's 181 people that have registered for this event. It's going to be 182 when I register.
That's funny.
Yeah, and I think they're doing a virtual.
Well, yeah, it's virtual and in person.
And in person, yeah. But I could like invite it for my mom to see. You should invite it your parents and stuff.
I'm good.
Oh.
They can watch the recording afterwards because they post them on YouTube.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I'm so excited about this. I'm like, oh my gosh, I never really got to support Wesley beforehand in any of his endeavors. And now that he's doing this, I'm like, I'm coming to it. And he's like, no. Yeah. Why? And I'm like, of course I am. I'm your wife.
But I'm not going to walk when I graduate. So.
Why not?
I don't want to.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to walk a third time unless it's for a PhD.
I get that. Totally get it.
Yeah. So that's kind of my update. Really have no idea what our 2025 looks like, where we'll be working, where we'll be living, if we'll be doing any hiking. So
we feel like we've got a lot of like balls up in the air.
We have a lot of decisions to make, like within the next 2 months.
Yeah, and I feel like they'll kind of land in place in the next month or so.
Yeah.
But for now, we definitely.
But you know what the one constant is? Our lovely listener base. So thank you for listening to our podcast.
I thought you were going to say our love for each other.
Well, that too.
Yes, it carries our podcast on.
Yeah. Before we get into week 15 of the Pacific Crest Trail, just wanted to drop a quick plug here. We do have a Patreon that is either free or you can do a paid subscription. We still want to connect with folks, even if you don't really want to go through the paying option, which is completely okay. But we would love to do a hiker virtual meetup online coming sometime in the near future. So
after Wesley's done with his capstone,
head on over to our Patreon, which you can find a link to that in our show notes, and join for free and just follow along, and we'll try and get a good date established to meet up with y'all. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Should we get into week 15?
Let's do it.
Pacific Crest Trail. This is going to be days 99 through 105.
100, baby.
Oh, wow.
Wow, we're just so deep in now.
Yeah, we're like in it to win it.
At this point, I feel like getting to NorCal, you've passed the Sierra Nevadas, which is like, if you don't give up in the Sierra Nevadas, you're for sure going to try to make it all the way at this point.
I mean, honestly.
Yeah. But I do remember, I love that you said, so I was way wrong.
Yeah, this is in the notes. So I was way wrong on the date, looked at the wrong day. So this is the first day of week 15. This is day 99. We did a whopping 2.93 miles for a good reason.
Let's paint the picture for everyone.
Paint the picture.
We wake up that morning. It's freezing outside.
Freezing cold, yeah.
Freezing cold. And it's like a misty, wet rain that is not yet completely downpoured, but it's like just this misty sprinkle.
Yeah, everything was soaked from condensation.
Yeah, just wet. Everything's wet when we woke up. Cold, damp, and which is the worst of the worst. But to phrase this, though, we were actually supposed to meet, I think, my aunt and uncle this day at Donner Ski Ranch because it's a 25-mile day.
Which we can definitely do by this point.
Yeah, so we're like, okay, let's do a 25-mile day. And we were going to take a 00 with him. And my aunt and uncle, my sweet aunt and uncle, they live in NorCal. They live in Marin County. And they offered to come. They wanted to see us. So they offered to pick us up at Donner Pass. And we were all going to go to Reno together. And they were literally going to get us a room, a paid hotel room with this massive jacuzzi bathtub. And we were just going to hang out with them for a few days and just eat and drink and be merry.
To preface, we do not gamble.
No, we're not casino people. My aunt and uncle are, though. They are proud gamblers.
The most I've ever gambled was Pokemon cards.
Dude, my uncle is a shark. He's very intelligent and he plays blackjack. And he's so intelligent. Like, he's one of those top tier casino people that always gets the really nice rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to being with them. The other part of all of this in the logistics is that they don't have a cell phone. So you can't just text them. They are in their 80s.
They're old school.
They have a home phone, but we didn't have good cell service.
I mean, even if he had been able to message them with their Garmin, they wouldn't have gotten it. So.
Well, we emailed them because we told them. So this is what happens. We're supposed to get to them that day. It's super misty, rain, cold, but I'm like, we can do it. Like, we've done crazier things on this hike at this point.
Yeah.
But little did I know.
So my stomach was starting to rumble a little bit.
You had bought cheese. We both bought cheese. We always bought blocks of cheese.
It was a block of cheese. It was a block of mozzarella. And we, of course, you're hiking with it, so you don't refrigerate it. And the temperatures were not super cold, so it was not quote unquote refrigerated. And yeah, that had my stomach kind of in a bunch of gurgles and twisting in knots. But I was like, we got to pack up camp and persist because we got to get to Donner Ski Ranch. And probably a half mile after we packed up camp and started hiking, it started to mist. And then the mist started to turn into a downpour.
We've got raincoats, our winter raincoats on still because we still have
our
them.
Winter raincoats on. And we got probably 2.75 of the 2.93 miles hiked from our original campsite. And I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Well, I was just going and I was just like, I'm going to hunker down and accept our fate and we're going to be fucking soaked, but my aunt and uncle are going to pick us up today, so let's just power through. Like, that's my mindset. Let's just power through.
I'm literally struggling behind her. She can't see me.
I have no clue what's going on. Yeah. And Wesley, so he says, like, we see this beautiful little tucked away campsite underneath the trees. It's protected.
Right off the trail. Yeah.
Right off the trail. And Wesley goes, should we just camp?
Or at least pitch the tent for right now?
I'm like, no, we got to go. Like, there's no way to even tell my aunt and uncle that we aren't going to be there
Because we're talking like downpour.
Like it is a full-on downpour at this point, but I'm just like, no, we got to keep going. But we're about to hit an opening, like
a huge ridge for about 3 to 4 miles.
But the rest of the time it was a ridge. Like it's just open the whole time to Donner.
I wish I had a name for this ridge, but it was by a resort, a ski resort.
But I just remember Wesley's like, should we stop? And I'm like, no. And then all of a sudden, like as we're hiking, Wesley stops and goes, okay, I think I need to stop. Like, I think something's wrong with me. And I turn around and his lips are purple, like blue purple. And he was literally shivering. Like he had goosebumps all over him. He's like, now his lips are shaking. And I was like, holy shit, what's going on? Like Wesley was borderline hypothermic. And so I'm like, okay, we're definitely camping then. So we go back to this spot, we pitch the tent and we get everything out. And Wesley is like shivering, like literally would not stop shaking for like 2 hours.
Yeah, like the shivering that you do whenever you have a fever and you're cold and your body is like shivering and you can't stop. It was that, but for like 4 to 5 hours.
Was it 4 to 5? I thought it was like 2 to 3, but maybe it was 4 to 5. I was really scared, actually.
We got through half of the Stranger Things season.
I thought we watched the entire thing. Did we not?
We got through like 4 or 5 episodes, yeah. Well, I just poured down rain. We watched Stranger Things and I shivered.
He did. It was very scary. I was like, do I need to like put my body against yours? Which I think I did. Put it against yours to try to warm it up.
But what we didn't describe is the process. So if you're pitching if you're pitching a double wall tent, you know, you pitch the main body, which usually has mesh for the ceiling, and then you put the rain fly over it. We had a double wall tent. So you have to pitch the main body first, and as you're pitching in the rain is just pouring inside of the tent.
Pouring into it.
Which is what happened.
Yeah. And I was trying to like I was trying to dry the floor with like whatever
we
dry.
had 2 little tiny micro towels.
Yeah.
And then we started to use our clothes to try and dry the floor, just to keep our puffies and our sleeping bags dry.
Because it was raining that
It was
hard.
like hard.
Yeah, and we were underneath a tree too. Like it wasn't like, I mean, we were protected right there, but it was coming down bad. It might have been one of the more intense rainstorms we had on the trail.
It was probably the most intense.
Yeah.
And that's why deforestation is bad, because you don't have trees to protect you from the rain.
Yeah, that sucks. So I do remember though, we did get a hold of my aunt and uncle. We Garmin emailed them because they have email.
Yeah.
And we told them what happened and that we wouldn't be able to come in until the next day. And they did respond back and they're like, that's okay. We'll see you tomorrow. But I was like, oh no, we have to do 23 miles the next day.
Yeah.
And I think we woke up.
We woke up ass crack early the next day.
Yeah.
And I do remember this next morning. So the rain had finally stopped close to late evening the night before, the night that we pitched, when it was raining all day. And so we got a good night's rest. I was passed the heck out because
I don't even think you ate that much that night. I don't even think you ate anything.
My stomach was still churning and I was freezing. So
yeah.
But yeah. That was a very unsafe situation. So just know how to handle your body and handle your gear.
It was terrifying.
Whenever it's raining and it's cold. Because it was like 40 degrees whenever it was raining. But the next day, I do remember, I was feeling a lot better. We got up, we started hiking, and we came across this other hiker. But first we had to cross the 3 to 4 mile ridge. And oh my God, had we actually done that in the storm, it would have been madness.
So I just realized we met V when we were talking in week 14. We met V, that Indian guy, the day before.
The dude who does the 40s.
Yeah. And he said he was going into Donner Pass the next day too.
He camped with us
the night before.
Yep.
I remember that because we had talked about V. I was like, oh yeah, we'll talk about him when we get to him. Well, this was the day, or it was the day before you went hypothermic.
Yeah.
We met him. And then what was it? He decided he was going to go on to Donner.
Yeah. So V is this, I don't know. He's probably like 6 foot, 6'1", tall, lanky Indian fella.
Yeah. He comes from an Indian, like from India background. I think he's a first or second generation from India.
I just remember that he was in his 20s.
Yeah.
And he was like, according to him, he was a pretty badass ultra runner.
Yeah. I think he had podium before too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, He was out there blowing through miles with his tramley, he said.
He was trying to catch up with them or something because he
Yeah.
was by himself when we met him. But I just knew that he had a friend or something that was going to pick him up from Donner Pass, and he had to get to him the next day, kind of like we were meeting my aunt and uncle. But we had the rainstorm happen, and then we camped, so we never saw him. But then you said we ran into a hiker the next day.
Yeah, and I remember this specifically because this hiker was a male, and he was wearing an Ultimate Direction fast pack.
Oh, that's when we ran into him?
The green one, you remember
Wasn't
that?
he coming towards us? He was going Sobo.
Yeah, I think he was going Sobo.
Mm-hmm.
So he was climbing up as we were going downhill.
Yeah.
And we stopped to talk to him about the fast pack because we were considering maybe looking at fast packs for a portion of this trail to try and lighten our load.
Yeah.
And we actually, coincidentally, we ended up getting those same fast packs from Ultimate Direction.
Yeah, and you used it for the Colorado Trail.
The whole Colorado Trail. But Ultimate Direction changed their marketing or something, and they went completely radio silent. So whatever. We got free packs out of it.
Yeah, I think they're not really pursuing the through hiking language, or I think they're probably focusing more on runners.
Which is shocking because they could really make a killing on through hikers.
I know, because like you said, you liked the Ultimate Direction pack for Colorado Trail. I mean, you had to keep it at a very specific weight and size.
Yeah, I've liked all of my Ultimate Direction gear except for the gloves. I just wish that the gloves, the Ultra Flip gloves with like the waterproofing, that the mitt was a little bit bigger. That's all.
Yeah, I remember him and us talking to him. And then I remember we ran into, was it Moonbeam, an old lady? It was somebody, because they said they started.
Yeah, they were camping
on the ridge.
They were camping like 5 miles away from us.
So they told us the next day that it was so bad out there in the exposed territory.
That 3 to 4 mile ridge.
Yeah, that they all decided to hunker down and just camp the rest of the day in the exposed. Like they said it was really bad. And everything was soaked. And so, yeah, it was one of those things where it was like, well, we would have ended up camping anyway. Like it would have we wouldn't have gotten 20 something miles that day.
Might have died out there.
I know.
Jeez.
I know. So
funny, not funny.
So we found out from all of our hiking friends that were out there that, yeah, it was horrible. They couldn't even see in front of their face. It was so bad for hours. So.
Which is nuts.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
We did find out. Do you want to tell that about V now or when we ran into him again?
I don't even remember when we ran back into him, but we can go and tell the story. So he had tried to meet his friend at Donner Ski Ranch. So he'd pushed through the whole day that it rained, and he made it, but he lost, what did he say? He lost feeling in his hands.
Yeah, so he couldn't feel his hands at all, like miles before he got to Donner Pass, and he started going hypothermic.
And he couldn't feel his fingers for days after.
Yeah, like he was not doing good.
Yeah.
He said that was a really stupid push.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad he's better, but
I mean, you know the saying, there is no bad weather, there's only bad gear. Well, at some point, your weatherproofing and your waterproofed gear is going to get wet and soaked through.
Especially when you're on an exposed ridge for like 20 miles.
I remember seeing 2 folks out there with the Frog Talk ponchos, and they're great whenever it's just raining, but when it's windy,
you're done.
I mean, you're done.
Yeah, you're done.
But yeah, make smart decisions, especially whenever you're having precipitation.
Yeah. I remember on this second day of the week when we were hiking to Donner Pass or Donner Ski Ranch, I remember loving that day. I loved that day.
Really?
Yes. Like
the terrain was cool.
The terrain was so cool. It was
we
all
were in
open.
the clouds. We were in the clouds though for half the day.
For half of it. But once the clouds parted, it was gorgeous. Like it's just these ski slopes everywhere. It was just open. And then we found out Western States was right there. Like
which is so cool.
They used some of the PCT on Western States. I was like, holy shit, this is so cool.
It's a great maintained trail, so why not?
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know Western States, it is one of the grandfather ultra races of ultra runs. And the people who get into that, like you have to have points to get in. It's a lottery system. And the people who have won some of the greatest races in the world get invited to race that one. So it's like, I mean, that's one that you really gun for as an ultra racer. It's a really iconic one. And if you win, like it's kind of like your crowned king and queen feeling, you know?
I love that.
Yeah, like king and queen of America or of the U.S. races. But so yeah, it's it's one of the most iconic races in ultra
Yeah.
running. And so when I saw a Western States sign, I
Mhm.
freaked out. I was like, holy shit. This is Courtney DeWalter has run this trail. Like some of the greatest ultra runners have ran this.
Should have picked up like a little spoonful of dirt. Courtney's sweat was in the
Pain
soil.
Cave is inside of this energy.
This day, yes. We did eventually get through all the terrain and all the ski resort area, and we made it to Donner Ski Ranch. As we got closer, you could tell we were getting closer because we started to see a few day hikers.
Yep.
Which is always funny.
You always see day hikers closer to a road, closer to a town. Yeah, it's very funny. And then they always ask you the same questions.
And you always see more trash closer to trailheads and towns. Go figure.
Yeah, and you always smell cologne and perfume and deodorant.
Yeah, you can smell these people.
And laundry detergent. The Gain laundry detergent was always so strong to me. With people that were not through hiking. Just a day hiker.
Speaking of detergent, this episode is brought to you by Galena Mountain Projects. And I say detergent because they have, so in all of our hiking experience, it's hard to find a good sun shirt, especially one that doesn't retain smells. But Galena Mountain Projects actually has a bamboo blend sun shirt called the Sawatch Sun Hoodie. It does not retain smells, which is amazing.
It's my favorite. And it's super soft. And it also is very cool on the body in heat. So if it's a really hot day, it actually just holds in the coolness feeling to your body.
Yeah.
It's a great shirt. Love.
Yep. I used one on the Colorado Trail the entire time, and we both used the same bamboo blend Sawatch hoodie on the Arizona Trail.
And I will forever probably use their product. I love their sun shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a ton of great products. They have some really great winter products as well. They're based in Leadville, Colorado, so they test all of their gear out in the high mountains and alpine, whether it's sun, snow, rain, shine.
They have badass hats, so go check out some of their hats.
Yeah, so go on to their website. It's www.galenamountainprojects.com.
I don't have the website memorized. What are you doing? But anyways, if you are listening to this podcast episode, Tahoe Dynamite, and you find yourself in need of a new sun shirt, check out Galena Sun Hoodies. We can get you a 20% off discount if you use the code WB20. So WB20.
It's GalenaMountainProjects.com. I was right.
I'll make your life easier and just put the link in the show notes if you want to go and check out some of their stuff. But yeah, they got some new lineups coming, and they're local here now to Breckenridge as well at Limber Grove.
That's right. Yeah, so go check them out. Go support local Colorado company. Great people, great product.
Based out of Leadville, y'all.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did get to Donner Ski Ranch this day, and the cool thing about Donner Ski Ranch and the PCT is that if you have your PCT permit, you could prove, or even your badge, and you could prove that you're hiking the PCT,
they will give you
a free 40-ounce Cobra malt liquor.
Y'all, 40 ounces.
It's a lot of
all to
quote
yourself.
unquote beer.
All to yourself. It's wonderful. We both got our own 40-ounce Cobra beer.
Exactly. And we'll have pictures of this sucker in our Patreon photo dumps if you are a paid subscriber. So you could look forward to that.
Yeah, it was glorious. I remember Aunt Jane and Uncle Ron came very soon after that to pick us up, and we took the Cobra beers with us in the car, and they were like, yeah, you could drink them in the car. We don't care. Oh, and to paint a picture of my aunt and uncle, they truly are hippies. So they were actual hippies in San Francisco in the 1960s. So when you think of that, you can think of them, and they really tried to fight the man when they were in the 1960s.
Yeah.
They were both teachers, and they never had kids. So their nieces and nephews are their kids. I've grown up knowing them my entire life. Very close there on my mom's side.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just hippie dippies, but now they live in the wealthiest county in our country, Marin County, because my uncle is a financial advisor now to like multimillionaires, billionaires. He's a smart man.
They're proud atheists. They are some of the nicest people that I've ever met.
Oh my gosh, they'll give you the shirt off their back. They truly will. Yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah, so good people don't have to be religious. Just a shout out to y'all.
Very kind.
Yeah.
They've always, anytime I stay with them, they're the best hosts I've ever had. Like,
Yeah.
they have like, they're club members of 8 wineries in Napa Valley
Poor folks.
area.
Poor folks.
And I think the cheapest bottle they have in their house is $50.
Wow.
So whenever, like,
It's a hard life.
Wesley's
isn't it?
never been to their actual house, which I'm so bummed about.
I'd probably never leave.
Oh my God, you wouldn't. It's like he makes incredible food. He's like a really good cook, Uncle Ron is. And they'll be like, hey, let's get some wine open. And he'll go down to his cellar and bring out like a $50 bottle. And then we drink it. And then he's like, oh, you want another bottle? Sure. He just another $50 bottle. Like, I think he's got like 200 bottles down there.
Yeah. Dang.
But no, they're great
That's the
people,
life.
so kind, so giving. And they picked us up and let us drink our Cobras in the back of their car.
And we drove to Reno, Nevada.
Yep.
Which is a giant gambling town, if you didn't know. I feel like we were probably the aged minority in Reno.
There was so many older people.
Lots. We got this awesome, amazing, beautiful room
Oh my
in one of the
gosh.
casinos there. I don't even remember the casino name, so I can't say it either way. But
No.
I do remember a couple things about the casino. One is that your Uncle Ron had free access to the VIP lounge, so we were just able to go and get as many drinks as we
All we had
wanted.
to say was, we're with Ron Glessner. And they were like, okay. And they gave us free drinks.
Yeah. That was pretty amazing. And there was apparently like a donut bar.
Oh my gosh. The pastries.
The pastries, yes.
in the casino.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
The other thing I remember about the casino, other than all the lights and the lack of windows, so that you have no idea what time of day it is the fact that it was full of basically old white people.
Yeah.
And they all seem very sad.
Very depressed. Yeah.
Depressed,
There was a
sad.
weird
There's a
energy.
weird energy in there.
Like oppression. Yeah.
Except for your aunt and uncle. They were great. They're fine.
Oh my gosh. It's because Uncle Ron knows when to say no. Like, he knows
Uh-huh.
when to walk away from a poker table. Uncle Ron is not the type to just keep throwing money in. He has an allotted amount to spend and then he's done. And if he doesn't make it back, he doesn't make it back. My aunt, though, she does the penny machine.
The penny slots.
And she'll just keep going. It's very funny.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
But we did have a luxurious steak dinner that night with them.
Yes, that they paid for. It was very sweet.
Bless those sweet humans. And then we went to our amazing, luxurious room with the
Oh my
jacuzzi hot
gosh.
tub.
King size bed.
It
like
was,
a Cali King.
boy,
And
living the life,
A
right?
luxurious jacuzzi bathtub that could fit both of us in it.
Oh, yeah.
I
That
was
was
in
sweet.
heaven.
Uh-huh.
Heaven.
The days of luxury before you get back on trail and you're sleeping in the dirt.
Yep.
We had a 0 the next day there, too.
We took a 0 and Aunt Jay, Uncle Ron gambled and Aunt Jay took us to do laundry and resupply, or did we already have our resupply because we'd done taco?
I think we already had our resupply with us.
I think we did too. So it was just laundry.
Yeah, we just ate out a lot. And I do remember just the theatrical, comical, colorful statues of like Poseidon and all these like aquatic themes inside of the casino. And then we ironically had sushi that night too.
Which was really good too.
And he ended up getting like a gold label sake from the sushi place.
We said we would pay for it, or did we just put in money? I think we went in and
No, we paid for a bottle of sake and the tip, I think.
the tip. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, I feel bad. They paid for the room and the food, and it's expensive. It's not cheap.
It was good sushi.
It was really good sushi. And I remember Aunt Jay, my aunt. Oh my gosh, imagine this woman in her early 80s.
Cussing like a darn sailor.
Literally.
Boy.
And she doesn't in front of my uncle ever. It was just in front of us, yeah, when she was driving. She's like, these motherfuckers.
Boy, I'm like, you'd put a sailor to shame with that mouth, wouldn't you?
Oh, Aunt Jay also, she is a shark. Like, she is just one of those people.
Mm-hmm.
She will cut you straight. Like, she does not put up with bullshit in anyone. Like, she'll call you out. She'll tell you how she's bossy. They literally called her the bull growing up, my mom and aunts and uncles. Was there anything else about Reno that was exciting? Other than, I remember looking at myself in the mirror and going, damn, I look good. Probably the best I've ever looked in my life physically.
Yep.
Felt good. I looked damn good. I didn't have any belly fat at all. Like, it was all gone.
We both look like Greek gods and goddesses.
It's the first time I ever looked at myself in the mirror on the trail and was like, whoa, I look so good.
That was like the first mirror you've had since Julian.
Yeah. I was like, I could wear a bathing suit right now and not at all feel self-conscious.
No.
You know, women, our body image thing, come on, ladies, you know what I'm talking about. It's just like body image is a thing and we don't feel secure in our body hardly ever.
I have to try to keep weight on.
Yeah. Men and women just don't have the same problems when it comes to weight.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's not your fault. You're just a man.
But we left the town of sin.
We left the town to sit and went back to trail.
And it was glorious.
Yeah, it was nice.
Missed the trail.
I was
man.
like, oh man, I need dirt again.
Yeah, so in 3 days we've done like a whopping 26 miles. Good for us.
Listen.
3 miles and then 23 and some change.
Yeah, we were gonna take a 00 with them, but we decided to just take a 0.
Because I decided to get sick and hypothermic.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Well, you decided.
Yeah, I made that conscious
Your
choice.
body decided.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said, get sick, body, right now.
But it was sweet seeing them because that was the first time I'd met Jay and Ron since we'd been married.
Yeah, he hadn't met him yet. So
Yeah.
I know that was very special for them as well. But we got back on trail.
And we crossed a dangerous highway because I didn't want to go under it because it was flooded. This is the highway that takes you to Soda Springs and Truckee, by the way.
Oh, Truckee. We didn't go to Truckee.
No.
We didn't go to Soda Springs. We actually just passed them both.
Yep.
This is when I remember
There
us-
was. Oh, go ahead. I was just gonna say we saw some like random cabin in the woods. Do you remember that?
I don't.
I took a picture of it.
You did?
Yeah, we went inside of it.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I
I
know.
black out so much on trail, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember much else about this day though. I do remember. Do you remember what was this guy's name? So we ended up going into Sierra City with him.
Yes. He had a crush on Bambi.
Yeah. What was his name though? He looked like Harry Potter to me.
Yeah. He had this beard and like black brown hair that he looked like he fixed it on trail, like
Yeah.
kind of like a Build-A-Bear did.
And I think that this night we camped kind of with his tramily.
Oh, was that night?
I think so. We kind of camped with his tramily, but lower downhill because his tramily took up the campsite.
Oh, I remember. And weren't we by like a river or something?
Yeah, and there was another
Yes.
guy down there. and
Yes,
he
I
had,
remember
He had a
this.
van,
Yes.
and
He gave us beers.
He gave us beers
do
because we
remember
went
that.
over and talked to him.
Do you know how I remember when beers are involved?
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Yes, I do.
I do remember him. He was cool. And we had a great little campsite that we found
We did.
by the river. Yeah, it was wonderful.
And the next day we had to try to get into Sierra City. And we did.
And we did. It was 28.73 miles to get into Sierra City. And man, did we push those miles.
I do recall also getting there pretty late in the evening, around 5, 6 o'clock.
It wasn't dark yet, though.
It wasn't dark yet, but it's still summer, so it's not dark yet. And we tried to find one
Place to camp.
a place to camp or a place to get lodging.
Yeah, nothing.
And two, a place to get some food. And just about everything in town was already closed.
It
by
was
this
closed
point.
by 5:30, 5:45. Everything was closed.
So we found a restaurant. Okay, so to paint this picture, you have to walk about a mile south of trail just to get into into Sierra City or get a hitch. And then once you get into Sierra City, there's like a lot of stuff in the quote unquote downtown, but there's stuff outside of it. So once we got into Sierra City with a half-mile hitch, we had to walk another mile to this restaurant.
Because, yeah, there was no one to even ask for a hitch.
And the restaurant was at like this little resort area, but all of their accommodations were booked. So we ended up eating there, and I forget how this happened, but we figured out that we could go to the RV resort and camp by the bathrooms.
Yeah, and there was a campsite open.
Yeah.
And so I went over to the
this wasn't even a campsite. This was a parking lot.
It was a parking lot, but it wasn't a parking lot, but it was kind of in its own little alcove. Like
by
it
the
was
bathrooms,
it was
yeah.
like protected. It didn't look like a parking lot, like a big parking lot.
No,
I wouldn't
it
say it was
didn't.
exposed or anything. Like it was kind of off on its own. And so we went up to the the campground host, and I knocked on their RV and I was like, "Hey, we're hiking the PCT and there is no lodging anywhere. And you have this cute little open space over here. Is it okay if we camp? We'll pay you for it."
Yeah, that.
She was nice enough, but she was kind of like, I could tell she was like,
a little annoyed.
a little annoyed, almost like if we let them, then will we have to let everybody? kind of thing.
Yeah.
And she said yes. And she was like, just be respectful of the bathrooms and the Wi-Fi and stuff.
And we were.
And we were.
Because the Wi-Fi was garbage anyways.
Yeah. So we pitched our tent and we just went to sleep.
We have 2 days left in this week.
Yes.
Next day, we had to do a little resupply before getting back on the trail. So we went to the general store, which was kind of pricey, but also kind of cool. Cute little small town general store. We got our stuff, and they had a space out back to for hikers to go and pack all their junk and everything. And we met this black female hiker, which is, not being racist whatsoever, but it's kind of a rare thing to see folks that are not white.
Or even an African American hiking like that.
Well, yeah, even that. But most foreign hikers you see are still white. So it's kind of rare and extremely nice to see people of color actually hiking, especially on these longer trails. And I swear her name was Sky Dragon, but I remember her saying that she was a black lesbian hiker. And I don't know if she'd already written a book. Has she written a book, or was she writing a book?
No, she'd written a book, but she was doing the CDT to Arizona Trail, or she was doing a whole, what is it called? The Great Western Loop?
Something like that.
She was doing the Great Western Loop. She'd already done, I think, the CDT. I just know she had an injury, and it was her ankle or something. She was having a hard time. And Glenn mentions her in his book, actually.
Was it Sky Dragon?
It was her. Well, her name wasn't Sky Dragon, though, in his book, but it was the same person because it was the same year.
Was it?
Yes. I read it and I went, holy shit, it's got to be her.
Maybe I have that name really wrong.
I don't know.
But anyways.
But I remember her.
It was a black lesbian female hiker, which is cool.
And she was really nice. And she
sweet as can be.
She was advocating and raising money, I think, on her hike too.
Mm-hmm. What was it to support the LGBTQ plus?
I think so, but I also think that it had to do with kids. She had multiple organizations I think she was trying to raise money for, and I think one of them was kids too. She was really great, really cool person.
You remember that time we decided to do fundraisers for the PCT?
Yeah, and I remember saying
we raised money, but we never paid money out ourselves yet.
We raised money from other people.
Yeah.
But we never paid ourselves.
I don't know if we even talked about this. I was raising money for the Sierra Club Foundation.
And I was raising money for the Melanoma Cancer Association. My dad.
Association, yeah.
Yeah, my dad passed away from melanoma cancer back in 2020.
So we did do some good on this trail.
Yeah, people did give to these places.
Largely your aunt.
Oh, sweet Aunt Debbie. My dad's sister. Yeah, she's the best.
I think it's cool when people can do something good with their hikes. Yeah, the hikes are definitely meant for you and for you to go and connect and / disconnect. But also, if you can somehow do some good with those hikes, try and do it.
Yeah, with a purpose. Hike with a purpose.
Hike with a purpose.
But you know what I think I'm realizing is when I hike with a purpose, there's so much pressure.
Oh, it doesn't have to be like a fundraising purpose. You could just hike.
Well, I mean, even our documentary for the AZT.
That was stressful for sure.
It's just so much pressure. I couldn't enjoy being outside because of so many of the factors involved.
I mean, you can go and hike and your purpose could be just to be a really kind person and spread love.
That's true. Or clean up trash on trail.
that is a low pressure thing that you can do. Or just minimize your impacts and try and appreciate nature and post pictures on social media to make other people love nature.
That's true.
Yep. There are ways to do things.
Moving on. We ended up doing 13.4 miles this day because we didn't get out of there until later. Midday. And
we had to hike. We actually hiked the road back up to the PCT.
Yeah, I remember that.
So no hitch this time. We reconnect through the PCT and it's a climb. I wouldn't call it a mountain, but a small mountain.
It was a climb. It wasn't.
It was a long, gradual climb.
Once you've done the Sierra Nevadas, you begin to compare everything to that. And
they're not Sierra climbs.
And they're not Sierra Nevada climbs. And that's the difference. NorCal climbs are still climbs. You're still gaining a shit ton of elevation. But these climbs are gentler. They're all these switchbacks.
Gentler.
They're just kinder to you. Yeah. They're not just these straight up climbs or, we were mountaineering in the Sierra Nevadas and just going straight up the passes.
It was nuts. Fun too, though.
Yeah, it was, we have great type 2 fun from that.
But there's no snow out here on this climb. It's completely dry. There's a trail cleanup crew from the PCTA out there doing some maintenance.
Oh, yay. Go PCTA. You guys are the best.
We leapfrogged with this PCTA crew like 3 or 4 times, didn't we?
Did.
Yeah, they would just be there. It's kind of funny. We actually, like she said, we didn't do that many miles. This stage, 13 and a half, because we found a campground. And at the campground, there were a lot of people there. I think this is maybe approaching the weekend.
Oh, I remember. We found a camp spot.
Most of the spots were taken, but we found one that it had a reservations tag on it. But we went over to it, and our neighbors said it was like their friends, but they weren't coming until the next day.
Yeah, so they let us have that campground.
Yep. So we pitched there.
I think the next day, though, we were waking up super early to hike.
Yeah. We wanted to get as many miles in as we could because we only did 13 and a half this day.
Yeah. And is this when I started panicking? I think this week is the week I started panicking because, as you all know, I created a schedule.
Yeah, she did.
And listen, it took me 6 months to break down that schedule.
Hey,
and
question
I had
about that schedule.
Yes.
Do you want to just put that on Patreon for anyone who wants it?
Absolutely, I can. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll put it for anyone who is a subscriber or a free subscriber on our Patreon.
Yeah, you can. I'll put it on there. It's a breakdown of every single day. And anybody who wants it, like you can just email us and request it, or DM us and request it, and I'll send it. I'll shoot you a link to it. It's free, y'all. I don't care. But I literally broke down every day, every mile for mile. And I also put little notes in there of gems of like towns or what were in those towns when we needed to send a box to ourselves. Even gems of campsites that I found on Far Out. I broke this down day by day. So
it's helpful.
It was very helpful, I think. And I think, so once we got out of the Sierra Nevadas though, and we were into NorCal, we weren't making as many miles as I had predicted we would. I think we were still frolicking. Because we went to 4 towns and after the Sierra after Kennedy Medicine North.
And if you feel like you would not be able to follow along with our schedule, just remember we're not V. We're not doing 40-mile days.
We were doing 15s to 20s average.
Girl, we slow.
I mean, it wasn't even that we were slow because we were slow. It's just because we were enjoying the trail.
Trying to.
We were trying to enjoy the towns. We went into every town we possibly could. We pretty much platinum blazed the PCT. We did.
For those of you who don't know, platinum blazing is just
ching ching.
Cha-ching, spending a lot of money on trails.
Yeah, we did spend a lot of money on that trail, I will say. But I think it was in this week or it was the next week, I had a complete meltdown. And I was like, we are not hitting the miles we should by now. Like, we are behind. And I was really nervous about that because of the fires. So we're hitting now, what is this? This is the end of June. We're not even into July yet. Because July 4th, we were in Dunsmuir.
This is mid-June, but still, yeah.
Yeah, we're in mid-June at this point. And I'm panicking because I'm like, we have to get out of NorCal by July. Like, we have to. Everything I had ever read and researched, the fires get really bad at the end of July to beginning of August. Like, that is just what happens. But now, who knows? It's a free-for-all. The fires are bad all year round. So sorry, guys, doing the PCT. You're just going to have to, like, figure that one out now.
Earlier starts, I think.
Earlier starts are the better way to go. But
yeah.
I remember panicking to Wesley. And I was like, I just feel like my voice isn't being heard. I'm not being valued because I keep saying we need to do more miles.
It's true. It's true.
And you know what?
I listened to
Wesley heard me, and we ended up doing 25 and a half miles the next day.
Yeah.
Because I was freaking out.
Yeah. we hit the mile marker 1,200.
We did. Look at us go.
And just so you know, the Pacific Crest Trail is 2,653 miles. So you got to get to 1,326.5
to make it halfway. So we're so close to the halfway mark. So close.
We hiked by Mount Etna on this last day of week 15.
I remember Mount Etna.
Do you remember hiking with your little like plastic cheap poncho on.
Yes, because it rained that day.
And we're leapfrogging with Audible and Frenchy.
Yes, because and Audible. The only reason, and we've mentioned this, the only reason we even leapfrog with Audible and Frenchy
Because his damn smoke breaks.
because he smokes all the damn time on trail. I don't know how this guy hikes as fast as he does, and he hikes with like this gait too. Like
I really liked Audible.
no, Audible was amazing.
Yeah.
Audible is just this truly. He's a sharpshooter. He will cut you straight. Like he doesn't like fake people at all.
No, you gotta. It took me a few interactions to get used to his personality and sense of humor.
He's and he has a dry sense of humor too.
It's super dry.
Super dry.
I'm like, are you kidding? Or are you being serious?
Yeah. And then there's Frenchy, who is just this sweet
Doot to doing.
doot to do, but sweet girl from France.
She hikes quickly too.
She's a very fast hiker. She was like a 4 miles an hour girl. I was like, damn, these people are fast. Why do we keep running into them?
I do not know.
But I remember we climbed a lot that day.
We have almost 5,000 feet of gain recorded.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah, I don't even remember where we. Is this the night that we camped and the deer were running up our campsite? I think so.
No.
No?
That was deeper in NorCal, I thought. No. That was before Etna. When the two bucks came and raided our campsite.
Well, we just hiked by
No.
Mount Etna right here.
No. I'm talking about the town Etna.
Oh,
It was right
okay.
before we got into Etna.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but what about the haunted campground or the haunted cabin where we ran back into
with
Buildy Bear?
Dickhead Steve or whatever they called
Yeah.
the deer.
Yeah,
I don't
Where
think
was that?
it wasn't this night.
because we run back into Buildy very soon.
Yeah, we're approaching Bucks Lake in Beldentown in Chester.
Is that when we ran back? Now I want to look and see when we camped at that
You need to look at the
cabin.
pictures.
Yeah,
Don't leave it to me.
you're right. The cabin is apparently haunted, and so there's a haunted deer called Dickhead Steve.
Yes. I'm totally doing an episode on PCT hauntings
Okay.
and trail hauntings.
Ooh.
That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I could do the crime with my cousin
You've
that-
been talking about that for a year.
that got murdered on the AT in the 70s. Murdered. Apparently there were a few people that got murdered. That serial killer, y'all, I need to do some research. Whoa.
Research. You should definitely bring protection.
Well, how much vert did we end up doing on this week?
Almost 20,000. I have 19,620 recorded.
That's for 6 days because we took a 0.
Yep. And we did 107.31 miles. And
Nice.
that's recorded. This is not PCT trail miles. This is like everything.
Total.
Yep. And if you're curious what we used Garmin Phoenix watches. You used the 6 and I used the 7 series.
Yeah. I do want to say to people that are through hiking or going to, I really think taking a 0 every week is a really good idea.
Whoa, who am I talking to right now?
Okay, hold on.
You realized this
I
on the Arizona trail, didn't
I
you?
budgeted, yes.
Yeah.
I budgeted a 0 for us every week on the PCT.
Uh-huh.
The AZT, we didn't have enough time
No.
to take a 0 every week.
And you were missing your zeros.
I missed
weren't
my
you?
zeros. Well, and it's because it's a mental thing. It's a mental and
is.
physical time to let your body take a breather, take a bath, do something like just rest because your body needs to rest.
Yeah.
And mentally, I think too, you need to rest and
Mhm.
just not be hiking because you're just doing so many hard mental things. And on the AZT, we did not take a lot of zeros
Yeah.
and until the norovirus hit, and then we took a shit ton of zeros.
Yeah.
But we were just getting in and out of towns doing 2025s. So these people are doing 35s every day and not taking zeros. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
well, on the
how?
CT, I took 2 zeros and it was a double 0 with you, and that was it.
and you said it was exhausting.
It was pretty tiring. I could have definitely done a 0 in Lake City and been okay.
But do you think, though, you could do that because it was only 486 miles?
Yes.
Whereas on a longer through hike, like the PCT, CDT, even the AT.
It's not a race.
It's not a race.
It's a marathon.
It is like
It's a through hike.
It's a through hike. And so
Yeah.
you have to give yourself those times to take a 0
Yeah.
and rest to then get back on trail. And I'm realizing by looking at all our miles, I'm like, we didn't do 2025s every day. We didn't do that
No.
until Washington.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in the middle in California, we were doing 10, 13s, 15s, 17s, 18s.
And it was nice
It was
on
lovely.
the PCT too, because the scenery is on point.
It's stunning.
9 out of 10.
Yeah. And so I kind of wonder if we had ended up doing 2025s every day on the PCT, would we have enjoyed it as much?
Probably not. But then you have a different perspective, like Nick Fowler, who's busting out 50
And 60
to 60 mile days. And he's like, well, I think I get to see more of the people who hike slow because I'm up before and while wildlife is waking up. And I get to see every sunrise and every sunset. And I'm there whenever the wildlife is going to sleep and the nocturnal stuff starts coming out.
He's just a different person, though.
Nick, I don't know how you do it, honestly.
I don't know how he does it. I mean, I have mad respect for him.
My old 37-year-old butt.
You could never do that.
I need sleep, man.
You could never FKT.
No.
Because you need so much sleep. Like this on the AZT, you were just like losing it because you were so tired.
But y'all, look, I have a theory. So, I talked a little bit about my bum eye with like my swollen optic nerve and how my vision was getting worse. And then it got better after I took a healthy dose of steroids that made me very cranky. The through hiking helps me physically.
It did. And your eye was better.
It was better on the Arizona Trail, yeah.
How's your eye right now?
It depends on the day and how much I look at computer screens or how dehydrated I am. It's okay right now.
So fascinating.
The days that I work, it's usually okay unless I drink a lot because I work at a brewery. So
I mean, I'm assuming dehydration makes the optic nerve swell worse.
Vasoconstriction, that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you guys have any questions for us as we're going through this, holler at us. We'd love to answer them.
Happy to answer. I guess that's actually a good spot to tell everybody our email who doesn't know it. Yeti Walks Into Basecamp at gmail.com.
Yes, or you can follow our socials, Yeti Walks Into Basecamp on Instagram, or the Ginger_and_the Joy is our duo couple Instagram. If you want to see pictures of Loba,
yeah,
that's where you'll find them.
We're not done with the episode, though. We have one more little category before we wrap things up.
The environmental corner.
And this is not going to be a political one, so...
Well, no, it is political, though.
It is. Well, it's more social than political.
You know what's really sad is, why is everything that has to do with the planet political?
It's socio-political.
Yes, but why does it have to become so political?
But this has nothing to do with the Trump administration or Elon Musk, who is not even a hired employee
Not
of the
even
federal
voted
government,
into the country.
and who obviously is not in charge of Doge.
Apparently not. So I thought of this one, and I want Wesley to talk more about it, and I'll ask questions. We're going to talk about reintroduction of wildlife. We had recently, the last few years, we have had wolves be reintroduced into Colorado. They were already here before, and then they went extinct in Colorado.
They didn't go extinct.
They were hunted.
The word is extirpated.
They
were removed by humans.
Hunting?
Extirpated. They were hunted.
So they were hunted. So
yes.
Wolves were hunted.
Hunted and trapped and poisoned.
Poisoned, killed. And they have decided to bring back wolves into Colorado. It has become such a controversy here. You have half the people, excited. You have another slew of people that are scared because they've never seen a wolf.
Well, you have just over half the population excited and just under half
that are like, that are like hunters. They're, they have cattle, sheep, goats, and chickens. And they're like, no, the wolves are going to kill my property. And then you've got other people that are like, well, I've never seen a wolf and I don't know. And I'm scared because now can I go out and run by myself? And so I wanted to bring Wesley into this conversation because you've got more knowledge than I do.
I wish I was a wildlife biologist right now.
I know. Well, you're trying to be
I'm
wildlife.
a lowly ecologist.
No, you're...
I feel like ecology is like the generalist in the world of biology.
Yes, what is
wildlife.
The definition of ecology?
Ecology is the study of ecosystems and how they all work together with wildlife.
So wildlife biology is inside of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you could become a wildlife biologist.
Loosely. Yeah,
Loosely.
I could.
You could. Just depends on the path he takes.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, can you explain first, as much as you know, the wolf reintroduction? Like, how long ago were wolves here? And then how long ago did they reintroduce them? What's the history of the timeline?
So Colorado had 2 native species of wolves. There was a plains species, and there was one other species that was a little bit larger. Both those species were extirpated from the state, so they were hunted, killed, poisoned, however you want to call it, but removed by humans forcibly through exploitation and overexploitation. So Colorado had no wolves. So I guess the apex predator in Colorado at that point was, I don't even...
Would
I
it
mean,
be the mountain lion?
It would be the mountain lion. I wouldn't even say the black bear because they're omnivores.
Yeah.
So.
Here they are, yeah.
So the apex predator became the mountain lion. And then you have the Yellowstone project. I'm sure you've heard about the wolf reintroduction in Yellowstone and how successful that was.
Yeah.
That's a multi-decade experiment where they pulled Canadian hybrid wolves into Yellowstone. And the reasoning for this, so the reasoning behind these wolf reintroductions in the first place is, one, to get a once native species back into the state, even if it's not the original native species, it's some semblance of that native species. But the problem is that without these wolves, these apex predators, you have ungulates, so elk, deer, things like that. You have these herbivores, and they eat vegetation, and they love vegetation around watersheds because there's water, so the vegetation is more lush, it's thicker, etc. And so you have these ungulates, these things eating tree limbs and shrubs and willows. They will eat all of it, and especially around riparian areas, so the watersheds. And if those populations are left unchecked, so unpredated by natural predators or by hunters, what have you, then they'll overgraze those watershed areas first. And that's what we had a problem with in Yellowstone. We had a problem with that still in Rocky Mountain National Park. And if you go to Rocky Mountain now, you'll still see fences around a lot of the watersheds because they're trying to keep out the elk and the deer from grazing those areas.
Is that why the AZT was the way it was then? Like they would have areas of fences around the water?
I don't remember that.
Like the wildlife areas?
They don't really have a whole lot of... I mean, they've got deer in Arizona, but...
Okay, sorry,
Yeah.
this little tangent.
Well, along the AZT, but...
So then, okay, so why... I know you're explaining it right now, but what role do wolves play then in the ecosystem, and why is it so important to have them?
Well, wolves are the natural predators to elk, deer, things like that.
And moose?
I mean, yeah, they'll go after moose, but moose are kind of big and bad, and why go after a big bad moose that could possibly kill you when you could go after an elk or a deer?
Unless they have a baby moose and there's a pack of wolves.
Yeah, so wolves typically go after the elderly, the sick, or the young. They don't go after the prime healthy males who pose a health risk to them.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And so the reason having wolves in areas with these unchecked herbivores is because they'll predate them, keep them in check, the population in check, and the riparian vegetation is not overgrazed. And the reason that's important is because if it's overgrazed, then there's no shade for the water, and the water temperature gets overall hotter. And fish species, specifically here in Colorado, trout, need certain temperatures of water in order to be able to survive, in order to be able to spawn. And so do other aquatic species living in our watersheds. So it's a whole thing, a whole cascade of events. I mean, ecosystems are connected. Like every piece in an ecosystem is connected to every piece in that ecosystem. So that's why it's important to have the wolves here. The wolves are not doing so hot in Colorado. They're doing a multi-stage reintroduction of wolves. And you've got like just over half that are okay with it and wanted it because it was left up to a citizen vote. And then you have just under half who hate it.
Have like poisoned some of them, killed them.
Killed them, yeah. And I mean, there's definitely social issues involved in this whole scenario. And it's kind of a very biased debate.
I did not realize, I don't think we've ever fully talked about the ecosystem and why it's so important until just now.
Yeah.
So it's like now I see what you're saying. I'm just processing it in my head, is that because we've such an overflux of elk and deer here, they eat the vegetation around the water sources because that is where they're the most lush.
Well, and they've also got water right there too.
And
so
water.
you can eat and drink at the same
most
place.
nutrient and water.
Yeah.
And so then when they do that, they're killing, or it's taking away the vegetation that protects the water to keep it cool.
Well, and it also, the vegetation creates bank stability. So if you don't have vegetation, then there's a more likelihood of erosion in those
Oh.
watersheds too.
Wow.
So it's stuff.
Well, I heard, so I wonder if they consulted the Yellowstone Project. Did they?
The Yellowstone Project was basically the primary example for justification.
Well, but did they do the reintroduction the same as we're doing it in Colorado?
I haven't done a whole lot of research
Okay.
on how they did the reintroduction. I just know that it was a multi-decade successive, quote unquote, successful reintroduction. And like I've seen before and after pictures of, say, aspen groves in Yellowstone, and it looks completely decimated in one photo, and then a couple decades later you have like this healthy aspen grove that's thick and lush.
Wow.
So it
all because of wolves being reintroduced.
All because of wolves. Yeah.
That's wild.
Well, they were here in the first place for a good reason.
Yeah.
And then we removed them because they predate livestock. We don't like them. We're afraid of them, etc.
And I know the argument too is, well, and I want to go back to reintroduction because I know they just released more wolves this year from Canada.
I haven't been following that.
Yeah, I haven't either. I just saw an article recently that they did do more wolves. They released more this year.
I just know that I get into heated debates with people on Facebook about this.
Well, then, but coming from, okay, let's play devil's advocate though, coming from someone who, you know, has livestock and a wolf has killed, you know, one of their calves. Do you feel like Colorado is doing enough to compensate?
That's a good question. The last time I looked at this was last semester, but there's a website where you can go to through CPW, and it lists the number of livestock killed, and for each individual, if it was killed or if it was just harmed, and what type of monetary recompensation was offered to the rancher. And it wasn't a whole lot. It looked like largely it was baby cattle.
I would imagine.
Yeah, because I mean it's just the easier prey.
Yeah.
At the same time, you know, I mean, I worked in rural Colorado, and almost every time we would drive out into some of the quote unquote boondocks of that rural county, we would see cows outside of the fence. So it makes me wonder, and I'm not trying to offend anyone who's in rural Colorado or a rancher, but it makes me wonder how many of those fences are like properly maintained, because there were a lot of cattle outside of those fences and enclosures.
That makes me think that the free range cattle we do in Colorado would need to be confined now.
Oh yeah, I mean like the free range cattle on the Colorado Trail, like that's a completely different story. We're not talking about inside of a fence on a rancher's like maintained monitored land. We're talking free roam cattle.
Well, and that feels like all bets are off then. If a wolf is roaming,
I mean, honestly,
the wolf thinks, well, this is dinner, and if you don't have them in a fence, then
yeah,
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, that's part of the gray area on why the wolf reintroduction is so debated, I guess.
I do feel like though they tried to give an ample amount of warning that they were going to do this, and so if the ranchers did not fix it, or at least put them inside of a fenced like shock air, like even a shock fence or whatever. But
yeah,
if they didn't do that, it almost, I don't know enough politically about this.
And then the shock fencing itself is what, a multi-$1,000 to $1 million project to put shock fencing around all your property.
So the ranchers can't afford that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, when it comes to money,
yeah,
it's difficult to think about because it feels like they're losing money. I see that side, but also economic or like ecosystem wise, we need this in our state.
It's a very different scenario because Yellowstone is a protected national park. And they just released the wolves in the state of Colorado.
There's no cows in Yellowstone.
Well, there may
Are
be.
there?
There may be like some rented to rancher
land.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You know, I've never been to Yellowstone. So if you've been to Yellowstone,
let us know because we don't know.
Or consider yourself lucky that you've been to Yellowstone.
Yeah. Is there any other thoughts you have for reintroduction?
Yeah, I think that apex predators are not bad to have in your ecosystem, but I think it needs to be done in a respectful way for most parties. And I think part of the biggest debate here was that this was left up to a citizen vote. And so you have the majority of the Colorado population in urban areas that have little to no impact from there being a reintroduction versus the ranchers who do have impact there. And it is real impact. But at the same time, I love wildlife and I want to see the natural species that were here back here, even though this is not those original species because they don't even exist anymore. Colorado Polis actually signed a bill for reintroduction of wolverines.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I think it's 45 individuals. Might be. I think it's 15, 15, 15 over a 3-year period.
Is that start this year?
I don't know when it actually starts. So I just know the bill was signed. I mean, a large part of it was federal funding, so who knows if it's actually going to happen now.
I roll.
But yeah, wolverines would also be considered an apex predator in their own regard, but they're like big badass weasels.
They seem really cool.
Dude, they're badasses, and they can walk on the snow. And there have been reports of wolverines killing moose because the moose gets stuck and bogged down in the snow, and they'll just go after the throat.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
That's brutal.
It's brutal, isn't it? Yeah, they're badasses.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that there is definitely room in the state of Colorado for apex predators like wolves to be reintroduced and people to coexist. I think that it's definitely a gray area, but there's got to be a way to make that happen.
For both worlds to live.
Yeah, and it would probably involve a lot of state subsidies to ranchers.
Well, I feel like the state's starting to bleed out in our taxes right now because they're really trying to help with so many things. And now the Department of Education, now they're going to have to figure that out.
We'll see how that works out.
I'm curious how the taxes are going to change here because they're so environmental tax here.
Yeah.
Like they care so much about the environment here and they care about the people here.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of state tax things that really help the people and the ecosystem. So interested to see what they're going to do with that if they have to think about education now.
Yeah, a lot of funding went into the wolf reintroduction. So the primary organization that handles that is CPW, Colorado Parks and Wildlife. But they did have a lot of help from the federal institution, U.S. Department of Fish and Wildlife. What?
Was
Fish and
this
Wildlife?
before Trump was president, when Biden was? Is this something that went through and they already got the money kind of thing?
This all happened during the Biden administration.
So it makes me wonder, because I know there's a judge that's blocking you cannot take funding away from these specific things if it's already in motion.
It's already been allocated and signed into law.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if we should look into that, if the Wolverine reintroduction is still happening or not.
I sure hope so.
Yeah, me too. That'd be cool. Wolverines don't mess with humans, though, do they? Well, they might steal our food.
Dude, they're super avoidant of humans.
But they're very smart, aren't they? They're super intelligent.
They're very intelligent.
Yeah. Maybe they take our food. Don't hang your bear bag in Colorado, potentially, because they might clip it with their nails.
Look, Wolverines are cool.
They seem really cool.
Wait, did you know what their scientific name is? Genus species?
Of course I wouldn't know.
Gulo.
Oh, wait, maybe I did know because you've told me before.
Yeah, and the gray wolf, these Canadian subspecies we have, is Canis lupus.
Canis lupus, I remember that one. And what are the moose?
Aussies, Shiraz is the moose that we have.
Okay, I remember you saying Aussies one time.
Yeah, Aussies, Shiraz.
Is the type we have.
Yeah, because we have a subspecies, and it is the smallest species of moose
really
in North America.
Do you think that's why they're so like blasé-faire with dogs?
I don't know, but moose were reintroduced.
Right, I know they were
back
reintroduced
into Colorado.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if they're not so finicky with dogs here because we don't have wolves. We didn't have wolves, so they're like, oh, there's no reason to be scared. But now I'm almost wondering if the mindset's going to change over time.
It couldn't be because they're 5 times the size of a large dog.
No, I'm talking about moose being scared of dogs.
No, that's what I'm saying. Are you saying they are afraid of dogs?
You've heard the stories in Alaska and Canada where they've attacked like dog sled teams, and they say it's because they think it's a wolf and they think it's a predator, so they attack.
I guess I don't know what a moose is thinking whenever it attacks, but
I don't either, but I've heard that like their thought is that if wolves attack moose, they think a dog is a wolf. And so there's like a defense thing that goes up. But here in Colorado, they don't do that.
Could be.
They don't attack dogs.
Probably because everybody in Colorado has a dog.
But I think I wonder though if it's because we didn't have wolves when they reintroduced moose.
I don't know. I feel like that would be an inherent built-in defense.
I guess so. Well, it'd be interesting to study that over the next 10 years. see if it changes at all.
Not 9, not 11, but 10.
But 10, a decade.
We like even numbers here.
Yes. Well, I guess it's time to be
It's time
done.
to wrap up. We should. So yeah, in summary, Environmental Corner, wolves can be good and healthy for ecosystems because they keep the waters cool through a long trickle effect of events.
And if you have any questions about the environment that you would like answered, we will do our darndest to find the answer for you, or Wesley may know it, or maybe we'll bring someone on the podcast who can help us answer that question. But you can email us, DM us, and we'll answer it on the next podcast.
Be happy to. We just wanted to give a big old rounding shout out to the Fire Once Lost for our intro music. Appalachian Trail is the song. You can see their Spotify and a link to their socials in our show notes.
And thank you, AJ and Charlotte, our editors, for this podcast. We really appreciate everything you do for us. Huge shout out to you as well. And is that it? I feel like, oh no, he's about to do one of his. I can't. You got to make this one land though like a plane.
Well, I gotta land it like a plane.
Well, not like the planes lately, but land it like a smooth plane and a smooth landing.
A smooth plane and a smooth landing. I can make this as smooth as possible.
Because your landings are like the plane in Canada that went upside down.
Yeah. This is a shout out to you, Tahoe Dynamite. 1, 2, 3.
No,
Happy trails.
No.
Yes.
Maybe if we just end up driving out to the Pacific Crest Trail in the next few months, you never know. We can dream. And we just happen to run into you and we talk for a while and then we're heading on our merry way. What are we all going to say?
That was terrible, but happy trails.